Hello, dear children. Today we are going to learn the poem 2.4 from your textbook, and the title of the poem is Please Listen. Please Listen is a poem written by an unknown poet. This poem seems to be a request of an adolescent. Adolescent is a person who is developing from a child into an adulthood. We can say an adolescent is a teenager. The speaker feels that the parents or the elderly people should listen and try to understand the feelings of the speaker. Now we are going to see the particular poem as per the stanzas. I am going to read the first stanza. When I ask you to listen to me and you start giving me advice, you have not done what I asked. When I ask you to listen to me and you begin to tell me why I should feel that way, you are trampling on my feelings. In this first two stanzas, the poet is trying to tell us that you do not listen to me. Here you means his parents or the elderly people. They do not listen to me, and instead these elderly people, they start giving me advice. It means you have not done what I requested you. What is the request here? The request is the child is asking the elderly people to listen, and this request is not followed, or this request is not accepted by the elderly people. And so the poet or the speaker says that when you don't do this, I feel like you are trampling on my feelings. Trampling means what? Trampling means to tread under the foot. पायदळी तुडवणे असं आपण त्याला म्हणू शकतो. So in these two stanzas, the poet or the speaker is telling that the elderly people do not listen to the request made by the speaker. When I ask you to listen to me and you feel you have to do something to solve my problem, you have failed me, strange as that may seem. Here the poet tries to tell us that when I ask or when I tell you to listen to me and you feel that you have to do something to help me to solve my problem, that time what do? Do you really help me? No, you don't really help me, but in contrary, what do? You lead me towards failure. It may feel strange to listen, he says. ऐकायला कदाचित हे खूप विचित्र सुद्धा वाटेल, पण माझ्या निर्णय क्षमतेवरती तुम्ही अविश्वास दाखवत असता ज्या वेळेला तुम्ही मला मदत करण्याचा प्रयत्न करता. So here the poet wants that the elderly people or his parents should listen to him instead of helping him directly. Listen, all I ask is that you listen. Don't talk or do, just hear me. Advice is cheap, 20 cents will get you both Dear Abby and Billy Graham in the same newspaper. In this particular stanza, the speaker expects the parents to listen to him, and he says that do anything for me, do not do anything for me, but only listen to me. He says that here you can see two words, listen and hear. Though we feel that these words have the same meaning, दोन्हीचा पण अर्थ जर आपण वरकरणी बघितला तर तो ऐकणे असाच आहे. बट हिअर when we are going to understand these words very keenly, then we will understand that listen means to listen attentively with understanding, and hear means just to listen to the words. So here the poet is highlighting the difference between the activity of listening and hearing. He wants that the elderly people, the parents, should listen to him. And he says that advice is cheap. He says that this particular advice, every time that you keep on giving me, it is not much expensive. ते खूप महाग नाही आहे. तसा ॲडवाईस बघायला गेला तर खूप स्वस्त आहे. Advice is cheap. 20 cents will get you both Dear Abby and Billy Graham in the same newspaper. Here you can find on the slide 20 cents will get the same newspaper. Here it means that this is a reference to the column in the newspaper where people write about their problems and the column offers advice. See, if your local newspaper also have such type of any column, that particular newspaper which comes in your house daily. So here the poet tells us that advice is cheap, and he also wants that instead of giving advice, the parents have to listen to him. He says advice is cheap. For few coins we can get it. Now here it refers to the column of the newspaper, as I told you. Columnist means the particular person who writes the column. स्तंभ लेखक ज्याला आपण म्हणूया. Now in this particular slide you can see two pictures of two different person. One picture is of Billy Graham. Though these particular things are not there for your examination purpose, but as the reference of this Billy Graham has come in this particular poem, I thought let me clarify that particular reference to you, so that you all will understand the actual meaning of what the poet wants to tell over here. Now, who was this Billy Graham? This Billy Graham, he was an American evangelist or a preacher, a prominent Christian personality. He was internationally well known among most influential Christian leaders of 20th century. He was born on 7th November in the year 1918 and died on 21st February 2018. So, such a well-known personality was this Billy Graham. And here one more reference you can see, that is Dear Abby. Now here, what does this Dear Abby actually mean? Pauline Easter, she was born on 4th July in the year 1918 and died on 16th January 2013. She was an American advice columnist. You can see this reference in this particular stanza, that when the particular speaker says that advice is cheap, 20 cents will get you both Dear Abby and Billy Graham in the same newspaper. So this lady, she was an American advice columnist and radio show host who began this column in year 1956. And this column, named Dear Abby, it was published in many newspapers and had millions of readers. So in this way, now you will get to know what actually this terminologies Dear Abby and Billy Graham means. Here the particular summary of this stanza is that don't give me advice. Advice is very cheap, but what I want to say, kindly listen to that particular thing which I want to tell you. And I can do for myself as I am not helpless, may be discouraged and flattering. May be discouraged and faltering, but not helpless. When you do something for me that I can and need to do for myself, you contribute to my fear and inadequacy. In this stanza, the speaker says that he is not helpless, तो असहाय नाही, and he can help himself. He can do the things on his own. He says that I may be unsteady or get discouraged sometimes, but I am not helpless. तो असंही सांगू इच्छितो की मी काही वेळेला निराश होईन, काही वेळेला एखादी गोष्ट करताना कदाचित मी साशंक असेन, पण याचा अर्थ मी असहाय्य आहे असा मात्र अजिबात होत नाही. When you do something for me that I can and need to do for myself, he says that when you offer help or when you try to help me, that time what do you do to me? You contribute to my fear and inadequacy. Inadequacy is insufficiency. He says that when you offer help to me, you add more fearfulness in me and lack of confidence in me. माझी अकार्यक्षमता कदाचित वाढवण्यामध्ये तुम्ही मला आणखीन प्रवृत्त करता, ज्या वेळेला तुम्ही मला प्रत्यक्ष मदत करू इच्छिता. But when you accept as a simple fact that I feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, then I can stop trying to convince and get about this business of understanding what is behind this irrational feelings. So, in this particular stanza, the particular emotions or the feelings which the poet want to express are a bit complicated over here. He wants that his parents should accept what he feels. Not only that, but they should accept it what he feels, exactly what he feels, so that he need not take any trouble to convince them, make them believe that what he actually wants to say. So that he says that I can understand what is behind the illogical feelings, those irrational or illogical feelings which the parents feel. He says, if you give me the opportunity, then I can find what is behind these irrational feelings. And when it is clear, the answers are obvious. He says that when this will happen, when you are going to accept my feelings or thoughts, then what I am going to do? Then I may need not your advice. See here in these lines he wants to say that, and when that is clear, the answers are obvious and I don't need advice. He says, if you accept my feelings the way I feel, then I need not have any advice from you, or there is no need of any advice to me. Irrational feelings make sense when we understand what is behind them. He also says that this irrational or illogical, ज्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये अविवेकी असं म्हणू शकतो, feelings could be understood. त्याला असं सांगायचं आहे की या अविवेकी वाटणाऱ्या ज्या भावना आहेत, या अविवेकी भावनांच्या मागची कारणंसुद्धा मग त्याला शोधता येतील. So once again, throughout all these particular stanzas, the speaker wants that the parents or the elderly people should listen to him, nor they should not give any advice every time. Perhaps that is why prayers work sometimes. He says, maybe this is the reason that sometimes prayers work for some people because God is mute. We always say that there is great strength in prayers. Why this happen? He feels it happens, or the positivity or the good effects that we get of the prayers are because God is mute, God is silent, and he doesn't give advice or try to fix things. He also says that God doesn't give any advice. On the contrary, what does he do? God just listens and lets you work it out for yourself. On the contrary, the God just listens to you. And what else he does? He lets you work it out for yourself. He gives us the scope that you find the solution to your own problems. We go and pray to God, but does God provide any direct help to us? No. We are the people who strive to find solutions to our own problems. And so the speaker feels that these prayers work sometimes because God doesn't keep on giving us advices each and every time. So please listen and just hear me. Now, once again, in the stanza, the speaker is requesting his parents. He says that, so please listen and just hear me. He wants that the parents should hear him. And if you want to talk, wait a minute for your turn and I will listen to you. And he says that if you want to speak, if at all you want to suggest me something, then what you have to do is that wait for your turn to come. Let your turn come and then surely I will listen to you. In this way, the poet in this particular poem reflects the habit of giving advice or helping without listening to the teenager's problem. In this way, throughout the poem, we find it is a request of this particular teenager boy to his parents that he wants his parents to listen to him. We can say that it is a kind of realistic poem. Hopefully, you have understood the explanation of this poem. Read the poem and try to understand the meaning of it. Thank you, dear children.